Hello boys, welcome to another session of video tutorials, and today's session is meant for class 12th biology boys, and this session is to be seen on 27th June. And in this session we are going to talk about the very important abiotic factor called soil. If you recollect from your memory, we talked about abiotic factors' influence on organisms in a given habitat, be it light, be it temperature, be it water, and most important, soil. So let us understand what this soil contains. So if you see the diagram, you can see there are various layers of soil. The appearance of different layers superimposed, that is, one above the other is there. In a vertical section of soil, from surface downward to parent rock is called soil profile. Where is the parent rock? Down. That is R horizon. You can see R horizon there. This one, R horizon. And then above the R horizon, you are able to see C horizon. And above the C horizon, you have got B horizon. And above the B horizon, you got A horizon, and in turn the A horizon is divided into two layers. You can see the black and brownish one, that is A1, and down slightly whitish or ash color A2. Now if you see the bottom one, that is R horizon, it is bedrock. All stones will be there. So it is unweathered. Parent bedrock lies below C horizon. It's all stones. And then in C horizon, you can see it contains many layers of subsoil. Mainly it contains irregular rock fragments. Biological activity is nil in this. There is no biological activity. And the horizon is saturated with moisture and represents water table. You know, people always talk about water table, whether how much water is there, and in the underground, particularly farmers, whenever they are going to put a bore well, most important factor is water table. And then this above, just above the C horizon, you got B horizon. And this B horizon is accumulation of clay, iron and aluminum. So in this one is also called subsoil. It receives various materials leached from topsoil. Leaching takes place from topsoil. It is thus the area of deposit of material, or we also call it as eluviation. Eluviation. The horizon is poor in aeration and biological activity. Here also not much biological activity takes place. It is rich in plant nutrients including humus, but eluviation also causes formation of compact and hard sublayers. So in B horizon also there is a lot of accumulation. And then we come to what is called A horizon. This one, A horizon here. Now you can see in that there is A1 and A2. Let's see the A2 first. It is uppermost horizon of the soil which contains mineral matter mixed with humus. Now most important part is humus. It is therefore lightweight, spongy and dark in color. Roots of the most of the plants remain restricted to A horizon. You can see in the diagram roots of the plant restricted to A horizon. The horizon is rich in microorganisms, so a lot of microbes will be there. Therefore the layer has very high biological activity. You see in previous layers down, that is B, C, R, very little biological activity or no biological activity, whereas in A2 and A1 there is biological activity. The horizon, that is A horizon, is divisible, as you are seeing, into two sub zones, A1 zone and A2 zone. A1 zone and A2 zone. It is the uppermost. A1 is the uppermost sub layer, which is dark in color, as you are seeing. You see, dark in color. and it is rich in organic matter. and lot many inorganic nutrients also will be present. So that is the soil that any plant desires to have. And A2 is the second subhorizon, which is the area of maximum leaching takes place or elevation. As a result, it is slightly lighter in color and slightly deficient in inorganic nutrients. So compared to A2, A1 is the best because it contains everything. And on top, we have got what is called O horizon. So it is the surface layer of organic matter which lies above the true soil. So this complete thing is the O layer, and it has two sub-horizons. We can call it as O1 and O2. O1 is the upper sub-horizon that contains freshly deposited organic debris of fallen leaves, twigs, bark, animal remains and animal excreta. O2 is the sub-horizon below O1 and immediately above the topsoil. It contains organic matter in various stages of decomposition, thereby forming humus. So for any plant to grow nicely, populations of plants, if they have to improve, then this O, in that of course O1, O2, A1, A2, these are most important. So once these layers are present in any soil, the plants will have no doubt will flourish and grow. So our primary importance is wherever this is not there. So what is that we have to do? We have to dig the crust, remove these layers. This is particularly up to this, and then fill the pit with this. Then we can see the populations flourishing. So soil is one of the most important factors that affects the environment. Hence, it is important that soil should be as good as any other abiotic factors. Once this abiotic factors start, then as the populations grow, you may recollect from your memory, there will be three stages: pre-reproductive stage, reproductive stage and post-reproductive stage. So in pre-reproductive stage, it is all young plants and young animals. They have not yet attained biological maturity. Once they attain biological maturity, then it is reproductive phase. So if in a given ecological niche or in a given habitat, this population, that is reproductive and pre-reproductive stage populations are more, then it is exponential growth. You may again recollect, remember J shape and S shape. So that particular population will form J, exponential growth will be there. And if you draw this in the form of pyramids, you can again you can recollect from your memory, I said three pyramids. So one is population growth pyramids, exponential pyramid and stabilized pyramid. Another one is declining pyramid. When does the populations decline? As I said, three are there now: reproductive, pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive. So if post-reproductive numbers are more and reproductive and pre-reproductive are less, then we can expect declining populations. Whereas if post and pre are almost the same, reproduction is going on, the numbers are okay, then we say stabilized populations. So the pyramid can be stabilized pyramid. But what is the growth pyramid? The pre and reproductive, these two numbers should be enormous, and post will be less. That means at the base you have got a broader horizon, next also broader horizon relatively, and the top one, that is post reproductive one, will be very very less. It is something like what we call angular pyramid. Then we say exponential growth. So please go through all these three types of pyramids and read once all the interactions. We said the environment will be influenced by two things: abiotic factors and biotic factors. So we were talking about abiotic factors, all these, and biotic factors we said the population interactions. You remember, plus minus. So please go through that and make your own notes.